Welcome to Best Practices for Planning a Primetime Event. In this video tutorial, you'll learn the tasks you should complete to plan a successful primetime event. BlueJeans Primetime is an interactive events platform that reinvents the all-hands event and town hall by blending the interactivity and engagement of a video event with the scalability of a broadcast event. Let's start by looking at the main tasks you should complete before your primetime event. These tasks include determining the event details, scheduling the event in primetime, determining on-site needs, creating event content, and final event preparation. While the needs for each event will vary, in general you should begin working on these tasks at least 2 to 4 weeks prior to the event date. The first task in planning your event is to determine the event details. Before scheduling your all-hands meeting or town hall event in primetime, determine the event details such as the date, time, location, purpose, topics, and presenters. Once these details have been determined, you'll be able to create informative content that communicates the event details to attendees. Now that you've created the event details, your next task is to schedule the event in primetime. You'll start by logging into your BlueJeans account at bluejeans.com and selecting Events. Next, select Schedule Event. You'll start scheduling your event by entering an event title, an event description, and an event size. Next, select a start date, time, and duration for your event. Now that you have the date, time, and duration set up, select Continue to set up the event type, branding options, and settings. Using event branding, you can add your own event welcome and thank you messages. You can use the default BlueJeans welcome and thank you messages shown here, or you can add your own custom welcome and thank you messages. Participants view the welcome message before the event broadcast is started and view the thank you message after the event broadcast ends. Adding custom messages helps personalize the event to fit your theme. This is an example of what a custom welcome message looks like to event participants, and this is an example of what a custom thank you message looks like. You also have the option to show your custom watermark logo to event participants by selecting the Brand Watermark checkbox. Now let's take a look at event settings. Event Chat allows event-wide chat for all participants. Attendee Search allows attendees to search for other attendees' names from the roster. Questions and Answers allows attendees to submit questions for the moderator or presenters to answer. Auto Recording allows you to automatically record the event once the moderator starts broadcasting. Phone Dial-In allows up to 500 attendees to attend via phone. After you make your selections, select Schedule to save the event settings. Now it's time to set up the event invitations for presenters, moderators, and attendees. For each role, you'll enter the email addresses of those you want to invite, as well as an invitation message that is tailored toward the task each role will perform during the event. Once you set up the invitations for each role, click Send Invitations to complete the invitation process. The event is added to the Upcoming Events tab and the invitations are sent. Now that you've scheduled the event in primetime, your next task is to determine on-site needs. Now let's take a look at some considerations you need to make for reserving a meeting space for your event. If you have presenters joining from a home office or small conference room, ask them to use a room that is quiet and has adequate lighting. Encourage them to use a hardwired internet connection instead of a wireless internet connection. Make sure they use a USB headset and microphone instead of a laptop microphone and speakers or a regular phone. Also, remind presenters to check their laptops, cameras, and microphones ahead of time to make sure they are working properly. The best way to keep everyone on the same page is to create a production schedule that lists each event task, the length of the task, the name of the person responsible, what media elements will be used, such as videos, slides, or spreadsheets, and which cameras should be used for each task. Your next task is to create your event content and promote the event to ensure good attendance. Make sure that you're prepared for your event by creating your event content 2 to 4 weeks before your event. Create dynamic slides that have a consistent theme and a compelling script that tells a story. In addition, be sure to develop an event agenda to ensure that all your speakers are fully prepared. Also, include high-impact videos and inspiring music. Now that you've created the event content, you're ready to complete the final preparation tasks. Prepare presenters by providing them with an agenda several days before the event, so they know when they're scheduled to speak and what other topics will be covered. Also, ensure that their slides are prepared in advance and the order of their presentation makes sense in the context of the meeting overall. As a best practice, you should host a practice event on how to use the primetime controls. The example shown on this slide shows the moderator view and controls during a live primetime event. Send at least one reminder email to registrants about 24 hours before the event. You can also send a second reminder 2 or 3 hours prior. Be sure to include instructions for joining the web and audio portion of the event in your reminder. Now you know the best practices you should follow when you are planning a primetime event.